Sorry about that, everyone. It turns out that my 1 month younger brother Barry went out to his van again just now and backed into basically what amounts to Sideshow's Wi-Fi hub. So that's all on him. We're happy to be back with you right now. And so without further ado, I think let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right back into where we were. Guy, you ready?
Oh, yes, I am, sir. Yes, I am. Okay, so we are jumping back in here. And I have taken a moment while we were off the air to light up everything. We're going to have the light up in the mask. We're going to have that chest reactor. Back here on the shoulders. Boom, boom. You've got two there. You're going to remove those panels and put in the batteries. You're going to have a panel back here. You're going to panel up on the top of the mask. You're also going to have two on the legs that are going to be in the back section here. And that gives it all those additional lights. And yes, I swapped out the hands so you can see that. On the inside of the forearm is going to be your battery compartment. This will come apart in two halves. You're going to have the battery compartment on the one, and on the other side, you're going to have one of our accessories, which is going to be the open with the blast.
He's eyeballing it.
Open with the missile. So you've got that there as well. So we'll talk a little bit more about the design on this and just the color on there as well as the light. This is fantastic. I like when they do that. I like the little kind of the lines and curves that they're doing in these suits. And this is, we're not quite into nanotech, but we are into much sleeker suits. You see on the back of the knee, you've got kind of that silver markings as well as down there. Still in that panel design, but very sleek. And I like these, kind of these large, we called them little repulsors, but they also look like they're kind of like big bolts. They still have that kind of bolted look to it.
I think I started talking about that like right when the stream crashed, but yeah, I just love the idea that those are basically just miniature repulsor, not repulsors, but miniature arc reactors. That just help to make the energy load more efficient, just help to carry that that power more efficiently throughout the torso. Kind of like all the neural bits in an octopus's tentacles, just how that just kind of extends the brain of the armor out into the limbs.
When you're talking about the repulsors, I saw there were some on the knees, and you were talking about lightening the load. I would definitely like to get some of those. Lightens the load on the knees.
Yeah, you had to bring that up.
That sounds like a great idea there. I talked about that. I'm going to spin the little hand around here. We talked about how I kind of like that hints of the silver. I like that this almost has a bit of the bones there coming.
Look at that.
Coming through on there. But let's jump into articulation. We'll jump up to the top of the head and work our way down. We're going to have that ball joint up on the top. That's going to give us, of course, a full rotation if we need, as well as tilt and lean. We also, of course, have an additional joint on the lower end of the neck. By moving that forward, we get a very deep, deep forward down. On that.
Serious face.
Yes, exactly, serious face. On the shoulder, we've got a lot of articulation here. First up, let's talk about the armor on here. A lot of times we'll lift that up and out of the way when we're moving it. We do still do that with this, but make sure you're reading your instructions to know these are not removable. Okay, some of the other armors, you can pop that shoulder off, but you're not on these ones because it does have that wiring and light up effect. But it does have that lift and lower, so when we're lifting the entire arm. Of course, always do that carefully as not to create paint scuffs. Of course, it's just more battle damage. Look, we're able to rotate that arm completely around. It does have a butterfly style joint. When we move it outward like that, we're going to see even more.
Love the engineering on that.
I love the engineering in the design.
I never get tired of looking at that.
No,
it's so cool.
When you take and look at what you have is pretty much a standard ball joint for around the arms, and that they go and do detail work on that is pretty darn great. So we do have that ability to move that forward and back, up and down. And then, of course, as I said, just make sure to move that out of the way. We're going to have a cut there on the top for bicep, allowing us to rotate the arm in and out. Double joint there.
Yeah, look at that.
Hand is going to be traditional wrist joint. Now, I said I swapped out the hands to show the light effect. This is the pair of hands where each and every digit bump, 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 is all individually articulated, which is, I love that they do those. Speaking of that, since we're there, we're going to have hands that are going to be at the angle, so we get a bright repulsor as well. And then the fists that came on the figure, and then these here blasting off. I'm going to put one of those on there in a second to show the light coming through here really just adds one more element to that. With our arms up to the side there, we're going to be able to take a look at the patented Terry Trunk Twist.
Torso twist.
I thought it was called a Terry Trunk Twist. Believe it's
you'd like it if it was. Yeah.
It's a Terry Trunk Twist. As they've done with many of the Iron Man figures, we are able to extend that mid-torso by lifting up on it. It gives us a fuller range of motion. We're able to go even further in those turns, a little further on the side bends, and deeper on the crunches and extensions. A couple of other things. Thank you, cameraman Julian. Here on the back, you're also going to have 4 flight flaps that will lift up. And
it brakes.
Yeah, it brakes. And when you do that, see that they've even gone and detailed on the inside.
Yeah, they didn't mess around.
4 flaps as well. Yeah, again, more attention to detail, more workings underneath. He was, Tony was always reinventing the suits, and Hot Toys is always reinventing the look of these suits as far as in 6 scale.
Yeah, I don't even know if we actually saw that detail in the film. I don't know if we ever saw him use the flaps in the film, and they actually.
Yeah, that's got to be a frame by framer on some of those to see.
Maybe so. Anyway.
2 more articulation points are going to be here on the hip. You've got 1 on the side, 1 on the front. Does show off again more details we've talked about, but more importantly, what that does is allows us to drop down that leg so we can get it to extend further out to the side, to the front, and then of course when we've got it into our pose position, which Terry will be showing us in a moment.
It's time for tread watch.
Boom, I know. All right, zoom in on that tread. This is very cool looking tread, and this particular tread has got something really cool about it. In that lower repulsor ray.
Here it goes. Wait for it.
Boom. We're able to add
rocket
the blast
effects.
Effect. I love that we can do this. I like that we can do that. And having that dynamic flight stand.
Yeah.
Well, you pretty much know what you're going to be doing.
I know what I'm doing.
But with those flaps up to the side, as you can see, as I said, we're able to extend to the side, able to extend to the front. We can twist that leg in and out. You can hear that ratchet, double joint there on the knee. Now down here on the ankle, we're going to have the flaps that move on the front and on the back, as well as toe articulation. But the entire foot can drop down. You hear that kind of pop? This is allowing us to flex, lift, and rock that side to side, or supinate and pronate.
That's the thing that I always forget is that you can pop the foot down.
You can pop the foot down.
I frequently forget about that.
And if you read through the instructions, they suggest that you do that before you pose the foot and then put it back into place. Did he really read the instructions, folks? Did he really read the instructions? I don't know. Sound off in the chat.
That's fair.
I'm curious on whether or not they believe that you actually have read the instructions. Terry has done enough of these that I have to be honest, he doesn't have to read them all that often. You've really got to throw a curveball in on a figure.
Apparently I do.
But it's great to be able to do those. So, Terry, I believe that takes us through. We've talked that you can extend the torso, you can extend down the legs, extend down the ankles, and also the extension on the arms that gives us a lot of range of motion. I want to now show off the accessories by actually displaying them. We showed that chest piece removed. I'm going to remove that one again. I'm going to lower the arms to show off 2 additional accessories, and that's up here on the shoulders. Magnetically attached, these remove, and we have the ones with the rockets on them. open.
I actually, if you go to watch that that first look video that I did of this armor, those magnets are so strong that you can let go of those pieces like a good half an inch away from the magnet, and it will actually just slap itself the rest of the way into place. And you can actually see that happen in the video. It's really fun. See that? Yeah. Very powerful magnet.
Nice, powerful
science.
Nice, powerful magnet on there. And those are also going to be down here on the forearm that I can release those and put on the rocket as well. I have a feeling that Terry's probably going to show us that in the posing. But what I wanted to do now is remove one of the hands. We are going to see that you do have that very nice and bright LED there. And we're going to swap out here to our hand with the blast in there. And you get that illumination.
I should point out that these accessories, these effects, look really good in photography.
Yeah. Now, Terry, do you? It's a lot of people have gotten into 6-scale photography,
yes.
And I know this is something you have done for a long time. Do you find that these things are always, bright enough and everything else that you really don't even need to worry about kind of accenting them with After Effects and Photoshop and things like that?
Yeah, typically it's just a matter of setting your shutter speed right. I mean, if you find that obviously some lights are going to be dimmer than others, and over time the batteries in these things tend to weaken. So if you find that happening like in the middle of the shoot, it's just a simple matter of opening up that, dragging that shutter a little bit just to allow more light into the camera. So
strong battery, boom. Now see, this allows us definitely to use.
Now notice something you pointed out was with the clasp there. I see that there's actually a little bit of added support underneath that's going to slide in there between his thighs and rest there on his pelvis, so that he actually has a little bit more support than just the clamps on the side. That's a really welcome addition.
Yes. Yeah. Anytime you're going to have a heavy die-cast figure up there, Hot Toys is obviously giving you the batteries for all your light effects. They're also going to give you that little screwdriver, and it's one screw down on the side. But make sure when you're doing that, you really tighten down that screw to hold the weight of your die-cast figure. This one here weighs in a little under, it's about 4.5 pounds, I think, when I measured it all out.
Yeah, it's pretty weighty.
But it's definitely a heavy-duty figure. But since I had him up like that, and I've switched out those hands, this is probably not the pose Terry's going to do. However, we are waiting for Terry's trampoline to be delivered so he can do more.
You don't know me.
These levitating poses.
Should I get that? Should I make one of those happen? Hey, producer Alan, can we give me a trampoline?
No.
I don't know if you heard him, Terry. He said yes. Go ahead.
Zero hesitation.
It'll be perfect for your back problems.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's cool. Look at him. Yeah, he's hovering. Now, the only thing I would do differently is I'd probably bring those legs together a little bit more, because he does just go straight.
Yes, I'm just doing it for a quick take a peek here.
This isn't practicing for your next appearance on Strike a Pose. This is just this is a rough, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Strike a Pose is a wonderful show, and a show I did not do well at.
No, you did fine, man. It's just somebody else did better.
When you're posing with Terry, I mean, I luck out. I think now if I were to rematch, I'd be in luck, because I've had a lot of training with Terry.
I think we need a rematch episode.
I'd love it.
We need to bring some people in. Yeah.
When you said, hey, probably bring the legs closer, I also had them in that full lowered extension that we talked about when doing the leg posing. But
that looks really good.
Being able to do this with the flight like that and the blast from the feet is cool. I really like that. It's going to show off that base. This base is not exceptionally heavy. What I mean by that is these back pieces that attach on. This isn't a big, heavy polystone piece or anything like that, but it does have enough weight in the base part of it, the actual flat part that lays down, that I'm not concerned that my figure is going to fall over from the weight. As you can see, that is a heavy-duty dynamic stand as far as the stand part there. They do come in slightly different thicknesses, and this is a nice heavy duty one.
Very
to
cool
have with that.
Now, before we get into posing, Guy, I want to
Yes.
turn things over to Jesse again, because I do believe we had some Unsealed Team 6 birthdays that we're celebrating today. Am I right?
Yeah, so real quick before we toss it to Jesse, a while back, I had asked people to let us know through our unsealed@sideshow.com. Give us your birthday, what you're into, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Court of the Dead. And maybe we'll give you a shout out on the air. And so we started giving a onslaught of birthdays. I think we're going to shout some of them out. But I want to thank super fan Laura. She had taken the day off work on Tuesday, which was her birthday. And unfortunately, we had to cancel the show. But I believe she's here today. And Jesse has more information for you about the birthday thing. But I'm going to toss it to Jesse.
All right, everybody. Well, yeah, we have quite a few awesome birthdays. So first up, we had Borrow Rusty. Your birthday was on the 4th of September, so happy birthday to you. We also have Ken Gonzalez, the 9th of September. Happy birthday to you. Brian Johnson on the 13th. Of course, Laura. Big shout out to you. I actually saw you in the geek group saying that you were bummed that it was canceled that day. So huge shout out to you, Laura. Thank you so much for being here. And her birthday was, of course, on the 20th. We have Liza Sella, whose birthday was yesterday, the 21st, and she happens to share the same birthday as Stephen King. So that is pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Everybody, for all of the birthdays, we would like to give you $5 in Sideshow rewards as a thank you for being such amazing fans and for being here with you. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to email unsealed@sideshow.com. Make sure you are using your Sideshow email so we know where to deposit those points. And if you are here, everybody, please give a shout out in the chats so we actually know that you are here. Just give me a quick shout out if I mentioned your name. Borrow Rusty, Ken Gonzalez, Brian Johnson, Laura, Liza, everyone. Give me a shout out in the chat so I know you're here and we can get those points to you. Happy birthday to everybody. Thank you for being part of us. Yeah. Yay.
Happy birthday, everybody. I'm really excited that the lead singer for AC/DC is a fan of Unsealed and Revealed. That's really, really cool.
Terry, and Barry, I don't know where he is, but he was thinking the same thing. How cool would it be if that, I mean, it's cool that it's Brian Johnson, but if it was Brian Johnson from AC/DC, that would be something. We'd have maybe they would redo the theme song for us.
Let us know in the chats if it's actually you, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, because that won't make me nervous at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
By all accounts, Brian Johnson is a really stellar fellow. So that would be really awesome. It's awesome either way, just to be clear. Yeah.
Either
all right,
way.
Guy, looks like you're about ready for posing. Looks like you've already done some posing.
You know what I wanted to do was just play around while we were announcing some birthday stuff and kind of check his range of motion. I didn't have the opportunity to play with this guy. This was one you did, but I really like the addition of the blast coming out of the hand, and they've done that on the ones that have that angle, so you get that real natural look of the suit there on there. You know, the extending torso to be able to give, you know, nice crunches and such. And I'm sure that you would tell me to alter my angles a little bit, but I dig what you can do with them. I like the Iron Man suits. I love it. With the head turned to the side, there we see a little bit more of that detail there on the back of the neck and those little hints of silver that I like. Extended the foot down on the one to kind of get a little more of an angled straight blast there. So digging on it. He's fun. So you tell me what to do there, Soder.
It's a really fun figure, and we're going to do something just slightly different from what you've got going on there. I want to go ahead and I'm a big fan of that rocket that pops out of his shoulder. Every time that thing shows up in one of the films, I just kind of get a little thrill. And this one was in this particular film, it was kind of cool because Cap and Bucky had kicked the crap out of Iron Man at this point, and he was chasing Bucky with the Winter Soldier out of this missile silo, and the Winter Soldier was ready to get away when Cap breaks out this rocket, tries to aim it, but his aiming system is gone, so he straight up says, "I'm all eyeballing it," and legitimately aims down his arm. So we're going to kind of replicate that.
All right.
To an extent, because he's actually on the ground when he does it in the film. We're going to have him flying while he's doing it, okay?
Okay.
So let's do that.
Shall I remove the hands? Because these are the ones that are going to have that repulsor. So I should remove those because I'm going to need a closed fist or a slight open and adjustable one in order to show off the missile, correct?
You're going to need a closed fist in the right hand.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're going to need your repulsor blast in the left hand.
Okay, great. Okay. You go and stand, and I'll swap out some parts here.
Okay, cool. All right, so how am I doing this? Let's see.
Trampoline would help.
I think I want this leg to be bent up slightly.
That leg bent up slightly.
This arm to be. You're going to want to take the shoulder. I'm going to bring this back. You're going to want to take his shoulder and have it back as far as it'll go using that butterfly joint, and just have his arm like this, just straight down.
Butterfly joint, boom, straight down.
Yeah. Now I'm going to rotate. Try not to fall over.
I loved that rotate. Please do that again in slow-mo. I loved it. All right, go ahead.
It's not quite a pirouette, but and then for his rocket blast, we're going to have him aiming straight out to the side.
Okay. Straight out to the side.
Have to adjust that depending on how we can do his head.
All right.
Okay. Because I really want his helmet to be tucked down so we get that business face.
Okay. I'm going to try and angle head looking down as much as possible. I love how you're trying to balance. Okay, so you've got now the one your left leg, you've got the bend in it. The right leg, what am I doing with that? Is that getting a straight down?
Straight down.
Straight down, okay. Straight down on the right leg.
Do you need me back there still?
No. Because this is, I think we're going to be coming up on the tweak part of the episode.
All right.
And with that, this will be really kind of the movement of arm. And
tweaking, not twerking, just to be clear.
What's that?
Tweaking, not twerking, just to be clear. There will be no twerking on the show. This is a twerk-free zone.
Is it, though? I mean, I don't know. I don't know that it has to be.
It's a twerk-free zone here.
You're saying no.
You twerk to your heart's content, my friend.
That would be a lot of jiggle. Yeah. A lot of jiggle. Okay, before I get the arm going, let's take a look at, let's do it from each side. Let's talk about our flight arm.
Yeah.
I had a hint of bend in it.
That's fine.
So we pointed straight down, but if you want a straight arm, let me know.
No, I think that looks really good.
All right. And back far enough, correct?
I think so. And I also like what you have going on there, that his body and his right leg are not in perfect alignment. There's just a little bit of a forward angle to that right leg. And I dig that, because what it kind of implies to me is that he's kind of he's ceasing some sort of forward motion. He's just kind of like he's been flying in a particular trajectory, and he's bringing himself upright while at the same time bringing that arm out to fire that missile.
Yeah.
I've really got to find some way to. Okay, cool. I got an idea.
Now, we talked about the light up effect. Now that that panel is removed, you also have a light on the top of the arm.
Ooh.
So there's a little tiny one when it's closed, but when it's open, it shows a little bit more. And these are magnet as well.
Okay.
So boom, out of there. Before I put the hand on, let's just get the arm where it needs to be.
Okay, so I've got my rocket. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Awesome.
Boom.
It's like every time I do this with you, man, it's like I'm 12 again. 10, playing an army with Brian Wilderman way out in the country.
I think that's the fun part of this show is you got to come over. I got such a chance. We got to play with it. That's what I like about the show. In order to get that arm even straighter, I pulled outward, so I got a deeper range of motion. So you tell me if you're happy with how that right arm is.
Is that as far down as that helmet will go?
What I'm going to try and do is articulate in that second joint on the lower part of the neck, pushed that forward, turning to the side.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's cool. That's cool.
Nice.
That's got attitude. That's got presence. That's got it all right there. Yeah, I dig that a lot. If I had this figure, that's exactly how it would be displayed.
Well, Terry, this figure can be yours by visiting side.show.
Nobody tells me anything.
No one tells you.
I'm gonna get the circulation back in my arm now. So,
but yes, that is the hit with a little extra light there as we're in the hangar of it. But both of those forearm rocket areas in both the closed or open, you see has a magnetic attachment.
Make a move, Reindeer Games. Speaking of Reindeer Games,
Hey,
Guy.
no,
Hey, Alan.
Producer Alan.
That's producer Alan.
Terry, how long have you worked here?
I don't know. I was actually just reading the banner at the bottom. I was just.
Oh yeah. Then I guess I am Guy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have our first winner. Everybody paying attention?
Yes, sir.
This is for the Mark 85. I got it. I went to school.
Yeah, it's Barry that didn't know the LLs.
Yeah, he doesn't Roman stuff. The winner of this piece is, and you got to let us know if you're here, is at, where's that right there? There, Julian? Compressor Kid.
Oh, I was reading that as Compressor Kid Mark 85. I'm like, wow, he even has the title of the figure in his handle.
Public school.
Compressor Kid with a K, which means it's a serious compressor. That's like a badass compressor.
So I'll be back in a few minutes with the winner of the holographic.
It's like Mortal Kombat, you know. Wouldn't be half so violent if it wasn't for that K.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It would have been cool if Mark 85 was actually part of the guy's handle as well.
That would have been really cool, dude. That would have been cool.
Very different.
I would have actually suspected Sideshow of cheating if that had been the case, but
no.
Fortunately it wasn't. So yeah. Nice. So congratulations, Compressor Kid. Are we gonna do we have time for another pose before?
Well, we've got another giveaway, so while we select the winner of that, why don't you and I jump through one of these? I'll remove said flight effects, and we can go from there.
So let's go ahead and grab both repulsor arms.
Both repulsor arms.
Yeah, the effects with the effects.
Okay, swap those out.
So we're gonna. This is nothing special. I mean, every pose is special, but this is not. This is something that we've done before. At least I have. But it's kind of an Iron Man staple, and has been since the first film. He's done this. He does this in every single film that he's in. So what we're going to do is we have him facing one way in this one, so we're going to have him facing to the left in this one.
Okay.
Have the feet slightly more than shoulder width apart, or even more if you want to get really dramatic about it.
Okay.
And we're going to get this arm up like this, and this one out like that.
Oh, okay. We're going to get a slight bend. I want you to turn to the left if you could, so I can see what you got. There we go. So we got a straight there. Boom. There.
And this is going to be more challenging now because we've got the direction provided by those repulsor blasts. You're going to have to try to find a way to get those things along the same line. So what that means is if it's not working because of on the right arm because of the angle there, we can actually correct it then by bringing the left arm forward, because that doesn't have to be straight out to the side. You can adjust that. That's just a matter of that's just an aesthetic preference that I have for this one.
Okay, I see what you're talking about.
This is such a popular armor. I'm glad that Hot Toys brought it back. It's going to make a lot of people really happy.
It looks sick.
But
You know, there are
It looks awesome.
even yourself and myself that really kind of live for the 6-scale world. Ones will slide by you, and you go, whoops, and you miss out, and you forget one or something like that. And this is one that I know a lot of people, oops, I forgot to get that one.
Hence the reason for pre-orders.
Yep.
I pre-order now much more than I ever used to, so I don't oops.
Yeah, I pre-order. I don't want to say everything, but I pre-order a lot.
All right, now, young man, we talked about the blast of the hands, but I think I missed where you're going to have the legs and the trunk twist and such.
So I need to go back?
If you would, please. I've got the arms, if you're happy on that, and I'm trying to get the angle so they're both going at the same spot. Boom, there we go. Oh, okay, he's standing all dramatic-y cool.
Yep. Just tall and proud, man. This is just tall and proud. It's like he's not even really. It's one of those situations like when he took out the tank in the first Iron Man movie, where he was just all cool and just almost suave about it, just casual.
The walk away from that is still probably one of the absolute coolest scenes there.
I'd also just like to point out, and Super Producer Sam just pointed out in the chat that we have going on in Skype, but it's those lights are really still kicking it, man. We've been doing the show. You've had those things on for more than a half an hour, and they're still rocking.
Yeah, and when you've got the little ones all over, those are ones with really tiny batteries that'll go in you. I'm gonna check my width of stance, but I removed the flight stand, which you can't tell that I've removed it.
Yeah.
But just allows that base to be shown, but not have anything in the way of it.
I think that's a good aesthetic choice. I also noticed that they are not quite, the blasts are not quite parallel. You can see that the right one is angled slightly upward and the left one is angled slightly downward. If we can just adjust for that, then yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, awesome. That's pose number 2. Should we go for 3?
No.
No? Okay, probably not. Only 5 minutes left in the show, and we do have a giveaway yet to do, as I understand it. Hopefully, we're getting down to that.
Well, we are.
Jesse, do we have any questions about this figure while you've got? All
right.
It's time.
We can go to questions first.
Yeah. Do we have any questions that need to be answered here? No, we got it covered.
All right, first of all, I want to applaud Jessie for her first show.
Yeah, she's doing great. I mean, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
It's you guys don't get to see it, but a lot goes on behind the scenes here in chats as we talk about picking winners and camera angles and different stuff. And so it's not that easy to be thrown right into it. And we literally threw Jessie right into it. No training.
Yeah, but she owned it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, right on. So we have a second prize to give away here. This is the holographic Mark 85. It's really amazing in person. I agree with Terry. I've seen a lot of pictures, and we've had it here in house for a while. It looks way cooler in person. So I do have a winner for this. Want to make sure we didn't say it, but you do have to be in the United States to win any of our things, our prizes or our giveaways. Only we don't make that rule like international law does. As much as we'd like to break it, we don't get to.
Yeah, let's not break international laws.
I'm going to announce the winner, and then I'm going to send it to Jesse to tell you how to let us know if you won, how to get your prize. Our second winner for the holographic.
Holographic.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
I knew it.
It's graphic and holographic.
At Starchild L7. Everybody seeing that?
I'm totally seeing that. Yeah.
But is Starchild L7 seen it?
It may be kind of hard to see because our budget for dry erase markers is almost nothing. So
is that
dry erase
reference
markers
to the band, or is that?
Well, I thought producer Alan chose the bright blue to complement the blue used in the holographic.
Good recovery, Alan.
Constraint.
I actually chose a bright blue, but it didn't work, so I had to use this green. That's how bad.
I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to be the one to call out guys' apparent color blindness. But okay,
it's okay.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. It's
for those of you at home here in studio, that's teal. It's teal. There's a.
Anyway, hey, congratulations to both winners, Compressor Kid and Star Child L7. Thank you so much for watching. Jesse, tell them how to gain their prize.
All right, guys. Well, congratulations so much. These are two absolutely beautiful figures. You are going to want to email unsealed@sideshow.com. Like I said previously, it's best if you email us from your Sideshow account email so we know exactly who you are, where we can get all the information. But yeah, please, Unsealed@Sideshow, let us know what you won. So let us know which one you won of these two figures, where you won it, give the date and which stream it was, and we'll take care of the rest. Congratulations. As always, if you have any questions, head on over to side.show/terms for any to look over the terms and conditions of our giveaways. Thank you guys so much, and huge congratulations to both
definitely.
of you.
Definitely massive congrats, because this is a big win. Oh, hey, look, Alan's still here.
I saw Compressor Kid is here. Is Star Child L7 here?
Shout out!
He only has a few. They're on the other. They are.
Yep.
Oh, they're here. Okay, cool.
They're here? Okay, good. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we actually have both of them in the chat, so I'm really excited you're both here. Congratulations. I'm super jealous. These are awesome figures, so I'm so stoked for you guys.
I don't have that holographic, but I do have the other one, and it's awesome.
Oh, look at it. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. It's a really cool figure.
It's a neat figure. It's a throwback to the,
when it lights up,
comic
it's
style.
really awesome.
The look of the muscle design on it is fantastic. I love it.
Okay,
love
well, thanks, Jesse, for just crushing it on your first day. That's really an awesome tour de force that you brought to bear. Thank you, Guy, for rocking those poses as always and showcasing the figure as well as you do. Thank you for stepping in, producer Julian, today and helping us out with the camera work. Also, thanks to producer Alan and super producer Sam for rounding out the team back there at Sideshow HQ. And also, but more than anything,
thanks Barry, everybody for finding those things.
And more than anything, thanks for everybody at home for tuning in and in the middle of a day on a Thursday this time. We know you have other things you could be doing, but you chose to be with us, and we greatly appreciate you for that. Thanks so much. And until next time, don't forget to play your Geek Side show.
Bye, everyone.